Dear students, good morning. Myself Dr. Ganesh Prasad Behera, Founder Chairman, UTKAL International School, Chaudhar, Cuttack. Dear students, today we will discuss here the third chapter of Civics of class 10. The chapter name is Gender, Religion and Caste. Dear students, three things: gender, religion and caste. These three things are main challenges to our society, to our development and also our economic growth. So, dear students, in India, gender, religion and caste differences are the three biggest issues which have challenged social and equality. Because these are challenge, we have to equal three things: gender, religion and caste. Dear students, due to politics and bad type of politics, gender differences assume the following forms in India. There is gender differences: male, female, girl, boys. That are the gender differences. There is sexual division of work in our society. You know, on our society, some works is assigned to the men and some works are assigned to the women. So while we consider the office work and high paid jobs are considered men's domain in India, mainly CEOs, big officers, big corporate heads are considered and appointed by the men, and the posts are men dominated in India. But household work such as washing, cooking and tailoring are done by women. So men work is categorized by genders. And the second point, it is only when these forms of work become paid jobs do men readily accept them. But if cooking and washing and other things will be paid by salary, so men are interested to dominate that sector. For example, chefs, even women work outside their homes. For example, they plough the field in villages. In agriculture, the women are involved, and these form of work are neither valued nor acknowledged. Even women are also involved in different categories of works, but they are not valued and acknowledged. Although women constitute, if you consider the women in our society, they are equal. Also 50% population is covered by women, but they do not enjoy the equal power with men. There is a difference. Women are not got the equal power and equal opportunity as compared to the men. Women had to struggle hard to gain voting and other democratic rights in many countries. Okay, struggle. Women are not allowed for voting and other things in many countries. When women is such as Finland and Norway actively participate in public life, two countries just like Norway and Finland, women are actively participate equal to men in every work. Women in India are far behind men in many spheres. But if we consider our India, many women are behind the men in many spheres, any spaces, any locations. Nowadays also in our India, women are far behind the men. India society is a patriarchal society. It is dominated by the men. Okay, Indian society is mainly dominated by the men. The literacy rate is only 50% of women compared to 76% for men. It is a very major issue in India, in our society. only 50% literacy rate is for women, where the men's literacy rate is 74%. At the school level, though girls perform better than boys, you listen, dear students, last some years, girls have scored good results on many exams, but they drop out during higher education. But the girls are suffering to get the higher education. They drop out after a completion of the some level of education. They are dropped out, as parents prefer to spend money on educating boys in our family, in our society. Till now, the parents are spending money for the boys for better education as compared to the girls. And another thing is, dear students, that only few women are currently working in high paid jobs. In now our society, due to difference between genders, only few women are currently working in high paid jobs. Although the Equal Wages Act lays down that equal wages should be given to the both men and women. Government has passed the law for the equal wages, and equal wages is for men and women for the same work. Women are still paid less than men, but till now on our society for the same work in different places, women are still paid less than men. As the Indian society is patriarchal, many girls are aborted, resulting to a decline in the child sex ratio. The child sex ratio is the number of girl child per 1,000 boys. Due to our society is men dominated, so what happened? The child sex ratio is declined, downs as compared to girls per 1,000 boys. If you go take 1,000 boys, and on that same ratio, if you count the girls, the ratio is declined day by day. It will decline because people are thinking the society is the men dominated in our India. Another main thing is domestic violence against women and the physical and mental harassment of women at the office place are some issues which most women face in the country. The main issue, the main problem till now, due to the bad mentality of the some peoples of our society, domestic violence against women and the physical and mental harassment of women at the office place are some issues which most women face in the country. Okay, then we go to the next point, which is a very important point, that is political representation of women. We know, we all consider the issue if we want to develop. So women should also equal political representation as compared to the men. So it has to be realized that until women get equivalent representation in the legislature of their countries will not improve. We all know it. Institutions such as the Panchayat Raj have reserved 1/3 of their seats for women. The law passed in our country on year 1992, but in Panchayat Raj has reserved 1/3 of their seats for women. Many women's organizations are also demanding reservation of 1/3 seats in Lok Sabha and State Assembly. It's a long issue, and as last some years back, our central government also passed that rule of 33% reservation of the women in Lok Sabha and Vidhan Sabha also. And women's political participation has been significantly lower than men's across the globe. The issue is not in our India, it is a global nation. Whole world faces the same problem, same issue. Women's well-being can be improved by providing them political power and placing them in decision-making and law-making roles in society. If we want to develop our society, and develop our country. So we have to place them. We have to place the women in decision making and law making roles of our society. Dear students, when women gain power, they will devote their efforts to meeting women's demand and finding answers to their challenges. If women are empowered, they clear the women issues of our society, they address the issues to the society. Then another point, dear students, women's political participation in India is lower than the global average. In India, dear students, only women make up about 10% of legislators compared 90% globally. Dear students, in the world, if we take the average, so 19% of women are participated in the politics actively. But in our India, the percentage is only 10%. In India, dear students, women are underrepresented in state legislators in roughly 5% of the population. If we consider it is as a legislator, so the ratio is only 5%. The Panchayat Raj Act is a mandatory act, so the women candidates be given 1/3 of all seats in local body because it is a law. Women's participation in municipalities and Panchayat has increased as a result of this due to reservation, due to law. And another thing, dear students, however, attempts to introduce such legislation in Lok Sabha and various state legislators have failed. Various legislators and Lok Sabha is failed. But lastly, some month back, our country passed the law for 33% reservation for women. The law was never passed because political parties were unable to agree on it. It is a challenge. But last some month back, our government has success to pass that bill. Then, dear students, another important thing, that is religion, communalism, and politics. First thing, dear students, we discuss here, that is religion. You know, our India, different types of religious peoples live here. Religious divisions frequently manifest themselves in the politics, in the zone of politics. There are people who follow several religions in India. In our constitution, there is no border, no barrier for the religions to enter the politics. As members of a religious community, people should be able to express their needs, interests, and demands in politics. But if a representative from different religions, they represent and they address their issues of their religions, then dear students, law, that is main law is family law. These are the laws that govern family related issues such as marriage, divorce, and the adoption, etc. Different family laws apply to people of various religions in our country. But in our constitutions, there is a provision, there is a law for different religions about marriage, divorce, and adoptions. Okay? Then students, the main issue which now our country is facing, that is communalism. Communalism is one of the major problems faced by our country currently. Communalism becomes a problem when, देखिए ये communalism एक अच्छी चीज है, लेकिन ये कब problem बन जाता है? Why it becomes a problem? Because religious institutions reaches its highest and religion becomes more important than the interest of the wider society or a nation. They give the priority, their interest to priority to the society and nation, higher than their first priority to their community, greater than their society and nation. And another important thing is one religious community is pitted against the other religious community crisis. They put slow to the other community, and beliefs of one religion is regarded as superior to the other religion. Okay, they told the people, they divert the peoples that one religion community is superior than the other religions. And dear students, religion becomes an inseparable part of politics. The state power is used to emphasize superiority and domination of one religion of the other. If the government interferes, encourages the religion, so it becomes more harmful. And dear students, in politics, communalism can acquire various forms. In politics, it is a poison for politics, communalism. So, what are the various forms we will discuss here? Dear students, when religious beliefs of a person involves prejudice to the stereotypes claiming one religion's ideas to be superior than other. It is a political beliefs, if religious beliefs, a person involved that superior types, they are claiming religion's idea, they are superior to the other. I am superior to the other religion. Then when there is a majority community and minority community on our society. Dear students, when a majority community tries to establish its domination over other communities with the help of the state, so what happened? Minor communities under such circumstances retaliates by demanding the formation of separate state from them. Civil war among the country, among the state, if the majority community dominate the minority community. And political mobilization on religious lines occurs when religious symbols and leaders make an emotional appeal to the people in order to bring the members of a particular community together. Okay, what happened now? They occur with religious symbols of leaders. They emphasize, they show themselves as a big leader. Then an emotional appeal to people. So what happened now? Particular community together. Yeah, एक harmful है. If they united, they together, the particular community, and it creates a civil war. Then, dear students, communal violence is the worst form of communalism. It acquires the political form when it is sponsored by the state. If a group of person encourages the communalism, then what is the end of communalism? Now communal violences in the worst form of communalism. Okay, so it's not good for any country, any society, and also for the world. Then, dear students, our India, we are very happy. We are not a communalism country. Our India is a secular state or secular country. So why, dear students, a question arises on your mind. Why India is a secular state? Dear students, the farmers of our constitution declared the framers, dear students, the framers of our constitution, those who forms our constitution, those who made our constitution, they declared India as a secular state. So the constitution of our country declares India as a secular state, and this is reflected in many constitutional provisions. On our constitutional provisions, it shows that we are a secular state. So why there are main points that India constitution's provisions which declare India as a secular nation. Why? What are the points that declare the India as a secular nation? So first, India does not have any official religion of its own. Our country, India, and we have not any official religion of our country. It neither encourages nor discourages in religion. On our India, we are not encourage or discourage any religion. And second one is discrimination among people on the grounds of religion is prohibited by the constitution of our country. Our constitutions put the barriers and controls that discrimination among people of the grounds of religion are prohibited by the constitution, prohibited, banned. And another main thing is all citizens have the freedom process. There is no religion. All citizens is one, and they have freedom process, practice and propagate any religion. Not propagate, not encourage any religion. Then another important thing is the constitutions, however, allows the state to intervene in the religious politics in order to promote equality among the people. Examples: ban on untouchability. Ban, there is a strict law. We untouchability, जिसको हम छू नहीं सकते, इसको बैन कर दिया गया. सबको हम छू सकते हैं, सबको टच कर सकते हैं, सबसे बात कर सकते हैं. क्यों? That is the barrier by the constitution, put laws by the constitution. Then, dear students, another main issue and main challenge of our country, that is caste and politics. Caste, Jativad. The caste system, dear students, the caste system has been an integral part of Indian society since ancient times. Dear students, the caste system is not started just now. It is from the ancient times on our country. It is based on the occupations of the people which are hereditary, जन्मजात. जो caste is not created. Why caste is created? It is created on the base of the occupation and by birth. So, dear students, people belonging to the lower caste are considered outcasts and untouchables. It is a very bad thing there. Students, the people belonging to the lower caste, they consider that outcasts and untouchables. We find that, dear students, that caste inequality are breaking down because of the following reasons. Now we are going to a urban stage, so the caste inequalities are broken because education has spread morely on the society. People are now not accepting the untouchability because the development of the urban centers, our village centers are developed day by day, and which restricts, which ban that untouchability. Then weakening of the position of the landlords. Now the landlord system is closed. People are enjoying the equal power and the equal politics sharing. And occupation mobility, there is no restriction, no barrier. People are changing and getting new occupations. And the main thing is, dear students, which remove the caste inequalities, that is economic growth and development. Now our India is a going economy, so growth and development always discourage the inequalities. Dear students, however, the caste system has not disappeared from our country altogether. It is a very big tax. It is not removed easily. It's still existing in most rural society and also some urban society. Now this mentality is on our society. The caste system takes the following forms of politics. Dear student, now caste system is also becomes a form of politics, which is a bigger challenge to our democracy system. So, dear students, while candidates are contesting the elections, now if we go to the point of elections, dear students, while choosing candidates for contesting the elections, the caste compositions of the electorate is always kept in mind. The political parties play a game that they select the candidates on the caste basis on the constitutions at the time of elections, and this is done to the win support of the people for a candidate belonging to a particular caste. Now it has become a political disease, our caste system. And another thing is, when forming governments, political parties try to include representative of the different caste and tribes to encourage the political parties. What they are doing when forming a government, political parties try to include representatives of the different castes and tribes. And another main thing is, political parties appeal to the state sentiments of the people to help their candidates to win the elections. At the time of election, dear students, it is a very bad thing that political parties appeal to the caste sentiment, addressing the caste of the people to help their candidates, because the candidate is on their caste to vote them. Then, dear students, for development and or further consideration, what happened? Now, caste inequality. We have to adopt caste equality instead of caste inequalities. So, what is caste inequalities? Dear students, occupation is typically passed down from generation to generation in most countries. In world, in our country is also occupation. If father is a carpenter, his son wants to become a carpenter. SI, they are choosing by generation on the world. This is taken to its logical conclusion in the caste system. Members of the same caste were intended to establish a social community that practiced the same or comparable occupations, married within the caste group, and did not eat with members of other caste groups according to the caste systems. Because what happened, due to the infiltration of the caste systems, people adopting the jobs or adopting the professions generation by generations. And what happened, now members of same caste were intended to establish a community, which is a main challenge, and the marriage and the comparable occupations, what according to caste system they are united. Okay, so that creates caste inequalities. In traditional concepts in caste, what happened, now results of economic progress, large scale urbanization, increased literacy and education and job mobility, and the weakening of the status of landowner in community. Okay, what happened, now traditional concept, इससे पहले क्या ना caste system, due to caste system villages are divided, states are divided, but why? Because due to unurbanization, मतलब ruralization and literacy, उनके पास education नहीं था. Without education, if they have education, they will be developed. So due to they have not sufficient education and the pressure of the landowners in our society, so caste inequalities played a big role. Okay, and then, dear students, caste in politics. Dear students, I have told you before that the caste system is only encouraged by the political parties and politicians. The main people, the daily wages people, they are not related to the caste. Because, however, we also need to keep in our mind that caste system always does not play a role on shaping politics or deciding the candidates from a constitution. This is due to the following reasons. Caste system, there is no value. but due to some reasons, some points, it became a powerful thing or dominated thing. Dear students, not every constituency in the country has a clear majority of one single caste. Dear student, till now, on every constituency or had a clear majority of one single caste. कोई single caste का कोई भी constitution में single majority नहीं है. Therefore, every party is required to win the trust of the people belonging the different castes. So, for choosing a constitutional leader from a constitutions or a constituency, every caste should be encouraged and should be take equal power by the political parties. And dear students, no political party win all the votes of a particular favored caste or community. There is not possible in our country that one particular party wins the vote of a particular community, all votes. And when people say that caste is a vote bank, they simply mean that many people from that one particular caste may vote for the party. Vote bank. When the political parties treat it as a vote bank, that means that many people from that one particular caste may vote for the party. It is called vote bank. Then, dear students, because several political parties fight elections, there may be many candidates from the same caste fighting elections against each other. So, several political parties fight elections. There are several political parties. We also discussed about another topic, that political parties. So, what happened? Now, many candidates of the same caste also fighting election against each other. It is a political policy, political parties policy. From a single caste, the different political parties choose leaders and they fight each other on the elections. And dear students, it has been seen that many elected MPs or MLAs may lose the elections if candidates are elected on caste lines. Then no candidate can ever lose the elections. Okay, no may lose the elections if they are focused on the caste basis. So what happened? Major MP we see they lose the elections, and if they elected on the caste lines. Then, dear students, politics in caste. In caste system, dear students, in India can also become politicized as the following ways. Why? After the ways, the caste become politicalized by importance on politics. When a particular caste, dear student, number one point, very important point. When a particular caste tries to gain prominence by adding many neighboring castes and subcastes which were earlier not included, they consider one caste as important and small caste as a subordinated and becomes a big group. Then the caste becomes politics. And dear students, the caste system also become politicized when caste groups are required to enter the, dear student, the caste system also become politicized. When politicized, the caste system become the politicized because the caste system becomes politicized when caste groups are required to enter into a coalition with other castes. In such case, every caste tries to gain maximum benefits of itself. Dear students, it is a very important thing. Caste system also become politicized because when caste groups are required to enter into coalition with other castes, 2 castes, 3 castes in a constitution for elections, they become coalition. That with 2 or 3 castes became a coalition to elect a candidate. And at that time, what happened? The one caste tries to get maximum benefit. At that time, other caste is harassed. They can get the benefit as they expected. Then the important thing, dear students, of late many caste groups have gained entry into politics by terming themselves as backward and forward caste groups. It is a very bad challenge to our Indian politics, our Indian democracy, that the caste groups have gained entry into the politics by what way? Backward and forward. We are the backward caste, we are the forward caste. Please vote us. Please give us vote. Please give the vote. We will success. We will give you good rules. It is a false commitment. Caste system divided. That only create a confusion, creating a harassment on our society. Dear students, it is to be noticed that the existence of the caste system is itself not healthy for any democracy. It is not healthy for the democracy. It is a big challenge. Country will not go growth if we accept the caste system, and it mostly produces negative results, and also the result is negative. In India, it has resulted in the various circle of poverty, unemployment and illiteracy for many castes due to their caste system, casteism. They are not growth, but they are facing poverty, unemployment and illiteracy till date because they are focusing on caste system. They are choosing the leaders from their caste. And dear student, lastly, the caste system may also lead to caste division, caste violence and conflict resulting the violence. Dear student, nowadays on our country, on our state, due to the casteism, due to focus on caste, what happened? Caste division, caste violence and resulting the violence among the different castes, and which is not healthy for a state, for a country, and it is resulting a very bad impact. Dear students, it's all about your chapter gender, religion and caste, and on this chapter we have discussed the gender differences, gender politics and as well as political representations of women who are now getting 50% population of our society. And another thing is, dear students, we have discussed religion, communalism and politics, and we have discussed the religion and communalism, and then we discuss our country. India is a secular state, and why it is secular, some points we have discussed. Then next we have discussed caste inequalities and caste politics, and the main important things that politics is in the caste, which is now a big challenge to our democratic, to our constitutions. So dear students, this is all about this chapter, and I have tried to discuss all the brief things about this chapter. Now once again, thank you to all of you. Myself, Dr. Ganesh Prasad Behera, Founder Chairman, UTKAL International School, Chaudhar, Qatar. Jai Jai.